Hey, this is Matt once again. What about 10 of the videos? Another paid request. It's time for Gia. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, reactions, commentaries, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Dragon Ball Kai, which I'm not too familiar with Dragon Ball. I know of it. I know of Goku. Of course, I've seen that terrible live action film, and I've seen maybe one or two fight scenes of Dragon Ball in his original incarnation. But apparently, this is I guess, the sequel series. And Gia wanted me to talk about the first two episodes. And number one, I would say they went by very quick. They felt short in a good way. I'm not a connoisseur of anime, but it wasn't too bad. It was interesting to see. Number one, you get more development on Goku and where he came from, because the first episode is his origin story, which is very much like Superman. You know, he's a baby sent off, granted for different reasons, so that's where the connections end. From this planet Vegeta, some the baby is sent off, and you say his dad are trying to fight this being, but the baddie sent down this fucking supernova to the planet, and the whole fucking planet gets discombobulated and destroyed. So the baby's sent to Earth, and this old man finds him. And then you get, I guess, sort of the reintroduction of this previous series. Goku as a younger one, searched for the Dragon Balls, fighting Piccolo, and then Piccolo came back, and he had to fight the reincarnation of Piccolo. So it was interesting. It was cool that I appreciate that they, for someone like me that didn't know much about it, let's give you a little bit of heads up of what has happened before. A little bit of catch up. No mustard. But, so, you get a little bit of backstory of who Goku is and where he came from. Because, like I said, I'm not that familiar, so I didn't know that he was, an alien from another planet. I didn't know that was the whole deal with him. I think when I reviewed Dragon Ball Evolution, I didn't know that was. I mean, they mentioned a little bit, and like he turns to a ape on the full moon, but I didn't know the name of the planet and all this other stuff. So, it's 5 years later. Goku is more of an adult now. Although the voice they have with him, it's very screechy. Like, he's supposed to be more adult, but very screechy voice. So it took me a bit to get used to that. Because it sounds like he's 7, but he's in an adult body. And I mean, oh, he's married, and he has a son named Gohan. I'm okay. He's got a son. Interesting. Because I didn't realize it at first. I'm like, okay, who's this little kid? It's like a little buddy. Oh shit, he's a father? Okay, that's interesting. Saves his kid from these river rapids. And this other figure has arrived on Earth. And he kind of looks like a villain from a heavy metal horror film from the 80s. Like, what was that? Rock and Roll Nightmare? If anyone has seen that film. He kind of looks like that guy. Or was it Thor in that movie? And he's a bad guy who challenges Piccolo, and Piccolo, who's alive again, I guess. So I guess he didn't truly die. He tries to fight him, but it does nothing. So he's like, fuck you, you're a pussy, I need to go find someone else. And goes in search of Goku. You do have the other characters in there. The older guy who says the line, I'd be happy to touch your boobies a bit. And she getting pissed. You pervert. So characters from before are still there. Because it's been 5 years, some of them have not seen each other for a while. They didn't even know that Goku had a son. but he does have a tail, which they're a bit worried about because I guess the whole full moon ape thing. So the stranger arrives, who bitch slaps Goku's bald friend right through the fucking house. I'm kind of like, what's going to happen next? And all of a sudden the episode's over. Like, oh shit, that went by quick. Yeah, the animation style, fairly anime. I don't know how else to describe it or talk about it. If you like anime style, it works there as well. The song, there's two songs, one at the beginning, one at the end. One is like, I'll protect you even if it kills me. And then episode 2, you find out that stranger is Goku's older brother, Raditz. And you found out even more backstory that Goku was sent to destroy the planet because that's what we do. We're Saiyans. We destroy planets and we take over their material. And if a planet's very low level, we don't send one of us, we send a baby, because us as a baby could easily take care of a planet like this. So apparently that's why when he was a baby, Goku was a bit of an asshole, but then he hit his head, forgot about that, and thus now, because of his amnesia and all that, grew up to be the Goku we know. Now, I wouldn't say that there's not a lot of action in these first 2 episodes. I mean, the first one, you have the very beginning, the destruction of the planet. You do have that. And then Goku saving his son. This one, you can't even call it a fight. It's more of Goku does something, but then Raditz looks like knees him in the nuts, but I think just in the stomach. Like one hit, and Goku's almost down for the count completely. He's almost dead from this one hit in the gut. So there's not a lot of action so far, like a lot of crazy fights, but I'm sure that's to build up to that. It pretty much Raditz says, join me and kill 100 humans and send them here, and also come with me to help destroy this other planet. Because there's only like 3 of us Saiyans left, 4 with you, until you decide I'm going to take your kid. So takes his son, Piccolo comes by and says, you know what, we don't like each other, but together with your baby, defeat this guy, Raditz. And so they're going to join up, and then they'll go into the next one. So like I said, the episodes are about 20 minutes long, but then you have a little bit of the opening credits, a little bit of the ending credits. So, a little over 15 or 16 minutes. They go by quick, I'll say that. Kind of like, Pringles potato chips. You can't just eat one. Like, they go by quick, they go by fast. It's still taking to get used to Goku's voice, like, again, being much older and taller, but his voice sounded like he was when he was a kid. It definitely creates intrigue of how could they beat them, especially when Raditz at the end of the second episode says, the other 2 are even more powerful than me. And I'm like, what? Like, we're having such a hard time with this guy. How the hell could we even beat the other 2 that eventually will want to come and destroy Earth? But that's why you keep watching in order to find out how. It definitely has an energy to it that's fairly culpable and infectious. It does have an infectious energy to it, and I could definitely see the appeal. Now, I don't know much about the fan base, as in, did they like this? Did they not like this? Did they prefer the original Dragon Ball? Did they prefer this one? Was this one, did this satisfy fans? Did it not? I don't know. Feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear more. Please educate me. But overall, yeah, I didn't mind it. Like I said, it was nice learning more about Goku. Interesting that he's a father now. Just now that his son's in danger, he has even more of a personal goal into this whole thing. The fact that now it's his brother, as not Piccolo being the main villain again. Of course, that trope, which is a fun trope of enemies having to work together onto a bigger threat. That's happened plenty of times before where enemies had to set aside their differences to fight that. That could always have potential and intrigue of, I don't trust this guy either. I wonder when he's going to turn on me. I wonder when he's going to stab me in the back. You know, all that stuff. So there's possible tension you could create from that. Development. Will Piccolo somehow be a more likable character, or more of an ally, or more of just, there's been shows and movies that have done that as well, where they take a villain and then it becomes a, hell, I mean, what, Spider-Man No Way Home, they took Doc Ock, he was fixed and then he became a good guy. You know, that's happened a lot and stuff. So overall, not too shabby. I mean, would have been nice to have like maybe a fight scene or two early on with some random person to just get some fun excitement in there. But you know, I guess it depends how you feel about anime and the style and the voice work. I did not watch an English dub. I watched the subtitle one. Not too bad, not too shabby. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later.